Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Saimah and welcome to Saimah's Experience. I've been totally MIA for a couple weeks and I'll give you every excuse in the book. Life, holidays, that end of year slump, but nonetheless, we must pick back up and keep pushing forward as we get through this final month of 2021 and get into the new year. What better time to start than right now? So in this video, I'm going to go over how to start renting your cars on the Turo platform for beginners in 2022. And this is exactly what I did when I started on the Turo platform almost 7 years ago. And I think that it still holds true till today. So stick with me throughout this video as I break it down, and this will give you the best starting point for your Turo journey. The number one thing that I think that most beginners should do is start off by renting a car on the Turo platform that you already own. Now, almost 7 years ago when I started, I remember I used to have a little smart car. So those are those little itty bitty golf cart looking cars, and I was working from home at the time. I was not driving my car at all, and I still remember till this day, I had leased that car for $99 a month. And when I heard about the Turo platform, which back then was called Relay Rides, I was like, okay, let me just list my smart car on the platform and see what this is all about. And little did I know that within the following day, I had bookings for my smart car, and that smart car was booked up all the time, and I essentially never saw it again, which was amazing. That led me to lease a few more smart cars and kind of started me on this journey that I've been on for almost 7 years now. I think the amazing thing about renting out a car that you already own is, number one, it really de-risks that starting point for you, right? So you're not making a heavy investment into a new vehicle. You're not purchasing something, you're not leasing something without really knowing sort of the lay of the land and what this experience is like. If you list a car that you already own, you can sort of get your feet wet and figure out if doing Turo is the right fit for you. Now, this is definitely not for everybody, but I think it is for most people. You have to kind of just try and see if you like that experience. Do you like dealing with people? Do you like the feel of someone being behind the wheel of your car? And, does that sit well with you? Because I've seen so many people, make the emotional decision, get excited and buy a car. I've done it too, so I know exactly what it feels like. And then they rent it out on the Turo platform, and they're not super comfortable with the experience of someone else driving their car, maybe somebody mistreating it, and it just doesn't sit well with that. Now, I think, like it was for me, you're going to really like the experience and you're going to enjoy it. But the best way to get started as a beginner, especially in 2022, is to rent out a car you already own, that you already have, and get a feel for it. Now, what this is also going to allow you to do, which is extremely crucial when you become a host on the Turo platform, and you must do this one thing in order to be successful, and that is hone in on the experience that you are going to provide your renters. Now, what do I mean by that? Renting a car on Turo does not mean that you are in the car rental business. What it actually means is that you are in the business of providing an experience to your guest, and that experience should be very uniquely crafted. It's something that you should create, and it should speak to who you are as a person and as a host. So for example, how I do this is, the biggest part of the experience that I want to provide to people is, one, that they are going to get a vehicle that is extremely in great condition, super clean, inside and out, and it's extremely easy. The process is flawless and easy. So how I do that is I do all contactless. I maintain amazing communication, so there is nothing left to question. No one is ever confused about where to pick up a car, where the key is, how to bring the car back. And when they walk into that car, I want it to feel like that car just came off the dealership lot, that is super detailed and it is spotless inside and out. So that is the experience that I want to provide. And if you check out the link down in my description below to my Turo profile and read through the reviews that people have left me, that's exactly the experience that they receive. So you really want to hone in on what that experience is that you are going to provide. Okay, now the number 2 thing that you need to really focus on if you are looking to get started on Turo as a beginner in 2022 is you need to have the mindset of running it like a business, right? This isn't something that is really just leisurely or you're kind of doing it out of just for fun because cars are such a liability and you really want to treat them as an asset that is a productive asset that creates revenue for you. That's kind of the only way that doing something like Turo makes sense. Otherwise, you're dealing in something that is technically depreciating. So unless you treat it like a business and have it generate revenue for you, it might not make so much sense to get involved in the platform. So what do I mean by that? Now, Business 101 teaches you that the most important thing is what is your revenue? Understanding your revenue and your expenses. Now, when you go about something, looking at it from the lens of, hey, this is going to be a business, you are much more rational and logical when it comes to picking out a vehicle and making those decisions, right? Because those decisions will all be based off of a mathematical equation. And that mathematical equation will consist of a couple of variables, such as what is your cost of doing business? Meaning, what is that car going to cost you on a monthly basis? What are your additional expenses going to be, like insurance or maintenance and cleaning? And based on the homework that you've done, what potential revenue can that vehicle bring in? So you do cost of doing business, and then you look at the potential revenue. And if you take your potential revenue minus your cost of doing business, that is going to give you your profit margin, right? So that's going to be your net, what you take home at the end of the day. Now, once you know what you're going to take home at the end of the day and you compare it against how much time you're putting into your business on a monthly basis, it's going to allow you to figure out if this is worth it for you, which is oftentimes the question that so many people ask me. So one of the best things that I can advise you to do is check out my course, which is available to you at powerhost.club. And I am offering a Thanksgiving/Christmas promotion on the course where you can get 20% off. And that promo code is holiday20. And I'm putting the details down in the description below. Just plug that code in upon checkout and you will get 20% off that course. That course will literally walk you through 7 years of my experience on exactly how to run your Turo cars like a business so that they are in fact profitable for you. So you want to make sure that you go into it with the mindset of profitability and making sure that you're trading as little of your time as possible for as much money as you possibly can. So that is the number 2 most important thing. Then I would say the number 3 thing that you should do if you're really considering doing Turo as a host and as a business is to really set up your business structure. So you want to set up something like an LLC. So you are operating as a business. And again, that's going to continue to keep you in that mindset of being a business and focusing on your numbers and the experience that you provide your guests so that that results in the maximum amount of profitability that you can gain from every single car that you host on the platform. So there's a few things that you want to do. Presumably, you'll begin with a car that you already own. That's going to be under your personal, and you're going to get a feel for how the Turo platform works. Now, once you begin to understand that, hey, I really like this. I think I can do this with 2 or 3 cars, and it's going to end up working out really well for me. What you want to start doing is prepping your business entity. So you want to create something like an LLC. And you can run this by your accountant or your CPA so they can tell you exactly what the best setup is. But typically, most people will register an LLC. And you want to start slowly building that business credit because these things take time, right? So the more time you have within your LLC and building business credit, the better it is going to be for you in the future when you try to get cars under your business entity and not in your personal name. So you can take very simple steps like registering an LLC today so that you start getting that time and that history under your belt. And then also what you can do is set up something as simple as a business credit card. A business credit card is going to help you build that business credit. So once you set up your LLC, you will get all your entity information, which is then going to allow you to set up a business bank account. Once you have that business bank account, you can do one of two things. You can try to apply for a business credit card. One of the most common ones that I see a lot of members in my private community at powerhost.club apply for and get approved for right off the bat is the Capital One Spark business credit cards. That seems to be a very popular one where people have really good odds at getting approved. Now, let's say for whatever reason, the credit history just isn't there or you're having trouble getting that credit card. Another thing that you can do is with the bank that you open your business bank account with, you can actually do a secured business credit card. So a secured business credit card will operate just like a regular credit card, except you are putting up the funds in advance to back that credit line. So if they're giving you a $500 credit card, they are going to ask you to make a deposit for $500 so that you can make up for that credit line that they are going to extend to you. And over time, once you prove that you are a good person to lend to, they will then eventually roll you out of that and into a regular credit card. So these are really the three things that you really, really want to pay attention to if you are just thinking about getting started on the Turo platform. You want to educate yourself. You want to be really aware and really thoughtful in your approach to getting started on the platform. So once again, you can check out my course, which is available to you at powerhost.club, and take advantage of this one-time promo code that I never ever do, which is holiday20, and that is going to be in the description down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and for all of my fellow host friends that have been on the platform for many years like myself, if you have any additional tips or tricks that you can extend to people starting off on the Turo platform, definitely comment down below. I myself will also be in the comment section, so if you have any questions about getting started on Turo, drop me a question below and I'll definitely get back to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Once again, my name is Saimah and this is Saimah's Experience. Take care, guys, and happy holidays.